Hey guys, welcome to another video of mine. Come on, double A, and it's official. It's done. Callum Hudson-Odoi has committed his long-term future to Chelsea. It's done. Finally, the saga is over, and the long wait is over. We've been waiting for months and months and months for these negotiations to finally end, and finally it's ended. He officially signed the new 5-year contract. It's official. It's on the club's website. It's all done. All the social media accounts, and he will be a Chelsea player from now on. And finally, the saga has come to an end. It's come to a thrilling end, and we have a world-class, talented player on our hands. But before we get into the details, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Make sure you hit the notification so you're notified for every time I do upload, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions on Callum Hudson-Odoi. Do you think he will fulfil his world-class potential? And are you delighted that we have signed him for another 5 years minimum? Now, getting straight into what the club statement said, what Mourinho and Sky said, what Callum Hudson-Odoi said in his interview regarding signing the contract. I do this every time that we sign a new player or a new proper player signed. Now, Callum Hudson-Odoi has committed himself to Chelsea Football Club by signing a new 5-year contract. The forward, who will turn 90 in November, grew in influence throughout the 2018-19 season, winning himself a place in the side and ending the campaign with 5 goals and a string of assists. He became Chelsea's youngest ever England international when making his debut for Gareth Southgate's side in the Euro 2020 qualification win against Czech Republic at Wembley, and picked up our Young Player of the Year award in May. Next question is, when does Callum Hudson-Odoi's new contract expire? His new deal commits him to the club, and he is trained at the age of 8 until at least 2024. So he signed a new 5-year contract. So it runs until he's 23, 24 years of age. He's currently in the latter stages of his rehabilitation from an Achilles injury suffered in April that brought a premature end to his breakthrough season for club and country, in which he made 24 Chelsea appearances as well as playing 2 games for England. Callum Hudson-Odoi then went on to say in an interview that it's an amazing feeling after signing a contract. Very cliche things. Every top player says this. It's been a long wait, but it's done now, and I'm really happy about it. He said, I've been a Chelsea player since I was 8, and this is the right club for me to be at. He said, I want to lift as many trophies as possible, win as many games as possible, and contribute to as many goals as I can as well. As a team, we just want to work hard to achieve the best results we can. I'm delighted everything has been agreed, and now I'm just looking forward to properly getting back. And then Mourinho getting into Mourinho comments, she added, Callum showed last season just what a thrilling talent he is. We are delighted he is committed to Chelsea, and we are all excited about the prospect of seeing him continue to blossom in the years ahead. The club has already been rewarded this season by some brilliant performances from our young academy graduates, and Callum's new contract guarantees Frank has another outstanding prospect at his disposal. While injury cut short a season full of promise, the youngster clearly caught the eye, and his potential was highlighted by Frank Lampard as early as his first media conference as our new head coach. I've seen Callum come through, and he's a fantastic talent at Lampard. He's going to be central for us on the pitch, and that is the opportunity in front of him now. There are things as a young player that he will want to improve on, but he can be central to this team for England. I want to work with him, I want to drive him forward, and I want him to improve as a player. And Callum can show right here at Chelsea, the club he came through at the academy, that he's going to be a world-class player, because I truly believe that he can. So yeah, that's basically wrapping up the main points. There's no point in me continuing because it's going over, his debut, etc. But for me, Callum Hudson-Odoi has always been, alongside Jeremy Boga, the best 2 players we produced out of this academy, and I'm so happy that he's finally made it here. It was looking very bleak in January, I'm not going to lie. I really thought this move to Bayern Munich was going to be sealed. Back in January, it looked like there was going to be dark days ahead for Chelsea. Transfer ban, Hazard leaving for Madrid, Callum Hudson-Odoi leaving for Bayern Munich. A lot of players leaving as well, key players. It really looked bleak, and with Sarri leaving, it looks really bad. But it looks like we have kind of, salvaged our situation. Yes, Hazard's gone. Yes, we have a transfer ban, but with Callum Hudson-Odoi committing his future to Chelsea, another 5-year contract, for me, that's fantastic. He's been here since the age of 8 years old. He's a world-class talent, and it's finally great to see a breath of fresh air. We've seen Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Fikayo Tomori blossom. The youth academy graduates blossom here. And finally, under the right guidance, under the right manager in Frank Lampard, finally, Callum Hudson-Odoi can fulfil his world-class potential and be our Hazard replacement. Now, I'm really excited. He's still very young. He's only going to improve. Obviously, there's loads of his game where he needs to improve, but there's a lot of strengths. His pace, his agility, his finishing, his technique. All the attributes are there which can be improved upon by the right guidance, by the right coaches in Frank Lampard, Jody Morris, etc., to really guide him to that next level. And for me, it's really great to see that the youth are finally making it at Chelsea. It's You know, it's always been a case of Chelsea never giving the youth players chances, always signing average players that block the path of the youth. And finally, we've come to an era where a new generation, and like I keep mentioning in my videos, the golden generation of these players that are coming through. And I'm really excited to see. Now, basically, the reason why it dragged on for so long, we know the negotiations dragged on for so long. There are many factors involved in this, but obviously, one major factor which delayed it was obviously his Achilles tendon injury he made back in April against West Ham. It was around the start of April. Now, obviously, at the time he pulled his Achilles, he had to have surgery, etc. Now, obviously, this meant that Chelsea didn't understand if how severe it's going to be. Would it be career-ending? Would it damage his potential, his development, etc.? He hasn't lost his pace. He's still the fresh player, and it's so good to see. He still has that world-class potential. He's still the same player, which is fantastic. Great news for us. And basically, Chelsea were waiting to see how he was getting on with his injury, how he was developing, how he was recovering, etc. And the reason why I've left this so late to announce is because obviously now he is in the last phase of his rehabilitation and he's ready to play against Liverpool. He is fully fit now. He's fully training, back in training as well. And I think that this was all wrapped up. My source kept telling me, Care for Youth, a reliable Twitter account, kept saying on Twitter that this is wrapped up in July. Negotiations were done in July. Everything was done. The only stumbling block at this point was the fact that obviously he's injured. Now Chelsea want to announce it when he was towards the end of his injury phase, that when he was ready to, when he finished rehab and he's ready to come back for the game. It looks like he will definitely be minimum be on the bench for Liverpool, but there is a slight chance that he could be signed against Liverpool, which is a huge major bolster to the squad and a huge boost for morale, but also for quality wise as well. Now obviously Pedro and Willian put in shocking displays against Valencia, and now with Pulisic, which surely has to start alongside Callum Hudson-Odoi, that's going to be a lightning front three, and I'm so excited to see what Callum Hudson-Odoi can offer this season. I think he's hungry, he's fresh, he's been here since the age of 8, he knows what it means to play for Chelsea, he's been a boyhood Chelsea fan, he's at his boyhood club, Frank Lampard, his idol, the right attacking coaches, Jody Morris, etc., a club where he's comfortable, his family is, and like I said, another reason why it took so long was obviously negotiations. His brother, Bradley Hudson-Odoi, who's also his agent, happens to be very amateur, very childish in his a newbie slash when it comes to he just got his agent degree, very new to the system, to understanding how it works. And you can tell that he was really out of his depth when he was negotiating with Randy kind of Skyer, pushing for too much, etc., when they didn't really have that much leeway. Now, obviously, the deal's done. Now, obviously, wages-wise, it is around 100k a week. That is the basic standard wage for Callum Hudson-Odoi, but it will be rising to £180,000 a week in bonuses. That's if he activates the bonuses, if he scores or assists, appearance bonuses, if he scores in Champions League, if we finish in top 4, these clauses and bonuses will be activated. And if he does do everything correctly and he activates his bonuses and clauses, he will be getting £180,000 a week. But his basic salary will be £100,000 a week. Now, the main question people are asking is, that's a lot of money for a player that, let's be honest, hasn't really proven himself. He has world-class talent, he has world-class potential, but remember, he's not even 19 years of age. He hasn't even scored his first Premier League goal yet. Yes, he's had a few assists, but he hasn't had his first Premier League goal yet, and we're already offering him £180,000 a week. That is the maximum amount that we can get. Isn't a bit ludicrous? Now, obviously, we are not really in a position to really bargain, let's be honest. We had a transfer ban, so if we did lose a top player like Callum Hudson-Odoi, a world-class potential player, again, we wouldn't be able to replace him. And we don't want to be losing another player and make the same mistake like Kevin De Bruyne and like Mohamed Salah, etc. And also, he's a top player. He does deserve these wages, but he has to be proving it. He's nearly earning what Hazard was earning at Chelsea. So if he demands that type of wages, he has to put in those performances. As simple as that. We know it's going to take time for him to, settle into a squad, recover from his injury completely, get back to full match fitness, and really improvise and put his stamp on the team and really get that end product going and, get those goals and assists, etc. But he has to start proving. I don't want to see a lot of poor performances. I want to see consistency. I want to see consistently putting in world-class performances, really showing his potential and talent, that we know he has the talent, but now we need to see that potential put into end product now where he's actually proper developing. And in that under-23 games against Brighton, he clearly showed it. He was fantastic in that game, and I'm so excited to see him this Sunday, honestly. I'm actually gassed. I'm really gassed to see him. So yeah, but leave me your thoughts in the comments section below. I'm delighted that Callum Hudson-Odoi has finally signed his new 5-year contract. Do you think he's on a bit too much money? Do you think we're better off just letting him go? Finally, the saga's ended. All this dragging on with negotiations finally ended. The saga's ended. Finally, he has signed a 5-year contract. It's official. I won't be talking about it anymore. Thank God. I've had enough of talking about all these negotiations, all these stories. But it's done. It's official. He signed a 5-year contract. I'm delighted. Are you guys delighted? Leave me your thoughts in the comments section below. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if I'm not here, and I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.